another thing that we can't participate anymore, but they did bring out this focused feedback that they were asking about ship transfer times. Now, a lot of people answered this incorrectly, but the basics are they wanted to know if these changes were to happen in the game, would it cause anything or life itself to cease all meaning? And I think they got their answer, but most people didn't answer it the way they asked. They said, are there any changes you would like to see? Let us know in the comments. So the two things they're talking about here, ship transfer times and module transfer times. Some of you may or may not know when you purchase something, at a station, say you purchase a module and you don't want to put it in the current ship you have, you want to put it in a different ship or whatever. So basically you buy the module on one ship and then swap a module out or leave it blank. If you don't have room for it, you put your module back on, and then you can fly to your home port or your carrier, and then you can tell the game to ship it to you, to ship you the part. And that works for ships as well. Hey there, future me here. During the editing, I realized that what they're probably going to do is they're just going to make it to where you can open your inventory for it from anywhere, which would be perfectly fine. That gets rid of the whole issue with timers and the whole nine, and it won't hurt anything. So I'm pretty happy if that's what they're going to do, and I hope that they also raise the amount of inventory items you can store, because currently it's only 200 for the entire galaxy, and that's not enough. Anyway, back to the video. So you can basically buy a ship at Shinrarta, get it all tuned up, or whatever station, you know what I'm saying, and then you can get it all tuned up, and then you can have it shipped over to wherever your home base is later. Now, the question was, would it cause anything to cease all meaning? And that's a big no. It would not cause anything to cease all meaning. As a matter of fact, between myself and those that I've spoken to about this, there's literally, it's more of an inconvenience than anything to have to wait for your modules to be shipped. The only thing that I would suggest wanting to see would be to have it so that you can just ship your module from the location to where a destination. Right now, you kind of have to fly over to the destination and then call the module over to your current location. It wouldn't be a bad thing if it was so you could just say, yeah, I want to buy this module and I want it to go over here. It's really difficult with things like, if you're doing an internal, it's really difficult if you're doing an internal, because you either have to have the exact same ship, say you want to buy a power plant, like a 7A power plant on an Anaconda. You either have to have another Anaconda that you could do that with and then take the module off and then, fly to your destination and then have it shipped out or whatever. So that whole system, right? I mean, it could stand a revamp. If the concern is, oh, well, it shouldn't be changed because of yada yada. Most of these people probably don't ship a lot. I ship all the time. I know some of my friends ship all the time, and we're constantly having to wait for the parts. And then, you got to find something else to do, right? Or you're not just going to sit there and wait well, I guess maybe some people do, but I don't. There's just too much going on, right? So, and then it's by the time that module comes back, you might have forgot that you done sent it home. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I think maybe it does notify you in mail or whatever, but so if the concern is, that you have to have this wait time because, you like it, well, maybe then in that case, what they could do is put in some sort of a slider where you could say, okay, how fast do you want this thing? And then when you slide it up, the cost goes from A to B, or A to B to C to D or E, whatever it is. Just like DoorDash, right? Whatever. Or when I order things from Instacart, they say, hey, You want this in the normal speed, or you want the super fast speed, which is usually not much greater, but it doesn't cost. I mean, the cost should not be exorbitant by any means, but if you're shipping something, say, from Shinrarta to Colonia, from what I understand, now I don't have any proof of this, but it takes like 3 days. That's a lot. That's a lot of seat time, folks, to not have the module you need. So if there's a way to speed that up and you can pay a little bit extra, okay, for younger pilots, they may need to ship it at normal speed because they ain't got enough money. But, some of us billionaire pilots, we certainly don't have to worry about spending a couple hundred millions more. No, not millions, but you know what I'm saying. A couple 100,000 or 1,000 more, 10,000 more, whatever it is. That's right. Most pilots that build ships want those parts sooner rather than later. So I was thinking of maybe some sort of a slider or just a thing where, I want to ship this, and then the ability to ship it wherever you want to send it to would be fine too, instead of having to. This would help with things like if you're trying to build a ship and the ship doesn't happen to be where you're at, right? So you have to go. So say you have a brand new ship and you're far away from, civilization, whatever, and you want to buy a part for it, you have to take another ship, right? Fly that ship that's got a decent jump range out to the location of where you want to buy the ship or the parts. You buy the parts, and now you have to, leave the parts there, fly your ship all the way back out, and then, whatever. Now you're going to have to do the fly your ship all the way back out anyway, but that time is usually a lot quicker than the shipping time it would be to get the parts. Now Colonia is kind of an extreme, because I don't know how many people do that, buy a part in the bubble and send it to from Shinrarta or whatever to the Colonia. I don't know how many pilots do that. I just saw it mentioned, so I thought, okay, well, that's the biggest extreme. I usually buy stuff, in the bubble, and then I have it sent out to my carrier that's in the middle of the Thargoid War. And that takes about 35 minutes usually, which is, it's not neck breaking times, but it's still, if I could get that, if I could either order it online, order it from, call up Shin and say, hey, can you guys send me out a part, and then have them send it to me, that'd be great. Or if I could if I have to go take a ship over there, buy the part, then it would be nice, convenient to just be able to say, I'd like to ship this. They have that thing where you can ship your own self around, you go, this is where I started, this is where I want it to go. That kind of system, that would be amazing too. I'd be down with that. Just like a full shipping thing. I mean, it is great, don't get me wrong, that they have this in the game now, because they used to not have this in the game. Where you didn't get to ship anything anywhere. If you wanted something on a ship, you had to take said ship, no matter what condition. However many jumps it took, you had to go to the station and go get it. But so I am totally grateful for that. But if there's a question of I have to have this for an immersion thing or whatever, then being able to have a slider, or say how long. If you want to pay a little bit more to get it there faster, I think that is totally doable and totally not game breaking at all. So that's basically where I stand on that. I mean, you guys can let me know down in the comments what you think, if you'd like it or not. I can't guarantee that Mr. Crowther will see it. Paul Crowther, the senior community manager. He may or may not watch Battle Vortex. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd hope he would, because I really believe everyone should.